to continue the toolhead build for my custom machine. I am going to be adding a box turtle to it, so I need a filament cutter. I selected this one. I found the file on printables. It was pretty basic, just 3 files, prints it out. Or sorry, 4 files. This is still put together. 4 pieces, and it's done. So besides the 4 pieces, and I printed this out in ABS, I would recommend ABS or ASA just because this is probably going to take a beating. I also have a spring and 1 razor blade Exacto knife. I will link these in the description, so if you have any questions you can find them there. And of course, if you have any questions on the build, ask me in the comments and I will answer. So let me get my 1 razor blade out. Alright, so start with these 2 pieces. Razor blade has a nice little cutout for it right there. It fits in real nice. Alright, and to help with this, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use a little bit of super glue. And I'll link the super glue I'm using. Probably use any super glue, but I'm using Gorilla Glue. Go around. I will have sticky fingers later. Okay, little Gorilla Glue there. And then a little on top. And then I'm going to take this piece and it goes down on top of that one. Just like that, snaps in place. And there's essentially the blade assembly. And I have a chip clip. I'm just going to use that, kind of pinch it, let it hold down. Give that a minute. All right. And once that's dry, it didn't take very long. We can go ahead and snap this in place. So there's a pin and a dowel there. Snap that in place. And then I'm going to use a little more glue, just a touch. You don't want it to spread and get on the hinges. And then the top piece is going to come down on here. And then again, I'm going to use that chip clip to hold it in place so hopefully that doesn't happen. Because it doesn't really have a great seat to the lid outside of that. So then the last piece is the spring, and the spring goes in here and then to here. So then now, when this sits in the tool head, you press this and it'll cut your filament. And basically what I'm using is a Sherpa Mini. If you watch the other video, this bolts on to the bottom of the Sherpa Mini right here. So then what we'll do is we'll create a piece and we'll create a macro that will come over, and you'll push this with the tool head and it will cut the filament, and then we'll draw the filament back out. I am going to make some modifications to this, so I'm actually going to rebuild this in another video coming up soon. I've got parts coming in for that. I need a filament runout sensor, and I found one that I really liked, but it replaces the front housing on the Sherpa Mini, and it actually has a built-in Bowden tube. So I'm actually going to tear this apart, rebuild it in another video, and I'll air that. Okay. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. Have a nice night.